Hello, welcome to Library Connection. I'm Mandy Cantrell, Youth Services Director at the B.B. Comer Memorial Library in Sylacauga. Before I get started, I'd like to thank TV47 and Robert especially for all they do to help us put on this program. Today on Library Connection, I'm very excited, as I am every week, but this is one of our partners. Beverly White is joining me. She is the former Executive Director of the ARC here in town, and we do programs with them. They come to see us. That was all before COVID, but I know we'll be back to normal one day.
One day.
Yes. But thank you, Beverly, so much for coming in.
Thank you for inviting me.
Oh, you're welcome. I know a few weeks ago I interviewed the new the administrative director and the new director there, Leah Allen and Chelsea Dobson, and they were wonderful. But I thought, wow, you know, you've put 35 years?
35 years,
into
yes.
this, yes. So I just thought how neat it would be to hear your story. Okay. Now, if you could tell about yourself, and Brian, I know you're originally from Sylacauga.
I was born and raised in Sylacauga, and I've been at the ARC for 35 years. Wow. When Brian was almost 5 years old, he was about to start kindergarten, and I was living in Greenville, South Carolina, and I went to visit the school, and it wasn't an enclosed situation.
Okay.
They had built a school just for individuals with special needs. Right. And I knew that's not what I wanted for Brian. Right. I felt Brian, as well as all children and adults with special needs, need to be with others without disabilities. Include these guys, because it's a win-win situation. Because if you have a child and you keep them at home and they're not exposed to other individuals, you know, there's a mystery that surrounds the situation. Right. And I don't think that's good. Right. So when I started looking, my brother Steve, if you don't know, most everybody knows Steve Sprague is my brother, and he is older. I am the younger sibling.
Make sure he hears that.
Yes. But he had an interview for me at the ARC.
Oh, wonderful.
Lou Caldwell was the director at the time, and she was moving. So I had an interview, and I had the job if I wanted it.
Oh,
so that was a biggie. But the next thing was Brian, okay? Yes. There were two factors moving back to Sylacauga. Okay. Number one, being a single parent of a child with disabilities, I needed support, and I have a great family.
You do.
Extended family. So that was number one. Number two was a school system, and Sylacauga's school system, in my opinion, is the best. I had a call that day of my interview from Pat Edmondson, who you're familiar with, and those people are. At the time, she was a special education coordinator for the city school system. And she told me, Beverly, don't worry about school. She says, if the school system provides services to the general population, they have to provide it for the special needs.
That's true.
So, and to top it off, she told me who his teacher would be, and Patsy Jones. Oh, she was Patsy Hudson, and I graduated from high school with her, and that was just the cherry on top.
Oh, I bet it was.
So, you know, that's kind of how we got here. Just moving back, and I started working here at the ARC on August 1st, 1985, and my official retire day was December 1st, 2021. 2020, excuse me. No, don't let
because you got a little bit longer.
Yes, 2020.
Oh, that's exciting.
So I've had it's been nice. Mm-hmm. You know, you have to have a heart or passion for working with individuals with special needs. Yeah. And I've moved around. I've lived different places, and one of the places I lived was in Windsor, Connecticut.
Oh my goodness!
Yeah, I loved living up there. It was nice for a brief time, but I worked in a school for children with autism, and that was a very good experience. Yeah. So here I am today, and I've enjoyed working at the ARC. We've had a lot of good times. We've seen deaths, which has been sad. You can't And it's just been it was sad, but we've had good times, a lot of good times.
You see a lot of the folks there that have met their goals.
Yes.
And are doing so well. That's wonderful.
Yes, and you know, working at the ARC, everyone has to have goals and objectives.
Right.
And one of my happy stories is you're familiar with the young man. His mother died. His name Tim, and his mother died about 1.5 to 2 years ago. And his goal was always to move out on his own. However, his mother was real sick, and he wasn't going to leave his mama.
Oh.
But it was about a year and I don't know, a few months ago that he moved into his own apartment. And just to show you what kind of family feeling we have at the ARC, the staff would go over during the week, after hours, checking on him. Are you okay? He's wanting to go to the grocery. Just that.
I had Cheryl telling me the same thing.
Yes.
Doesn't he love to cook?
He loves to cook, but he wanted recipes. He wanted to know how to do these things. So they got crock pots, and he bought all this, and so it's a success story.
Right.
And something I have to brag on the staff and our board of directors is Tim didn't have a way to get to the center. He was one of the ones coming back.
Right.
We gradually have brought individuals in. The city buses, they have their regulations on who they were picking up, how many per bus. So they bought him a bicycle.
Oh.
And so and it's Cheryl Meads, an employee, and I were like mother hens. Well, do I go and sit and know where I know he's going to ride to make sure he got home?
Right.
Got home, you know. But you know, that's the type of atmosphere we work in. It's that love for who we work for. You know, we have a board of directors, but I've always felt like the individuals that come to our program are my employers. You know, that's who I work for.
Yeah. Well, you've done a great job in 35 years, and I know the ARC started before that, didn't it? It started in 1974,
1974.
I think.
Yes,
so
you're right.
I was thinking about the time you came in, it was a work activity center.
Yes. Well, a little history. It started out as a group of concerned parents and citizens. It was people like the Crooks, Patricia and Freddie Hughes, Dorothy and Harold Hanna. They all had children with special needs. So that's how that group of people, and there were people like Wilma Davis and Hazel Parker and a lot of people that just were concerned or had love for individuals with special needs. So it was that group that got us started, and we were kind of partnered with Chehaw Mental Health at the time. Right. And most everybody will remember the Sunshine Opportunity School.
Sunshine, yes.
Yes, it was a kind of an early intervention program. So that's how we started, and money we've got through the Special Ed Trust Fund, we use that as matching funds to help Chehaw at the time. And I think this same group of people and the board of directors decided they wanted to go out on their own and start programs. And they started the first adult program. And it has continued to today.
Wow, that's great. I'll tell you, we're going to pause for a commercial break, and we'll be right back and talk some more with Beverly.
Home making you sick? Moisture and unsafe air from your crawl space can infiltrate your home, causing health hazards and high utility bills. Ox Foundation Solutions can remedy any mold or mildew problem in your home. It's time to get strong. How strong? Ox Strong. Get a free estimate from Ox Foundations.
Coosa Valley Medical Center, one of the top 10 hospitals in Alabama, is also Sylacauga's largest employer. Services from the emergency room to surgery to cancer treatment to post-stroke care. You won't believe what's right in your backyard. It's Coosa Valley Medical Center in Sylacauga. So, if you're sick in Alabama, choose one of the top 10 hospitals in Alabama. That is Coosa Valley Medical Center.
Marble City Pharmacy in Sylacauga is your destination for the highest quality health care. Our knowledgeable pharmacists are always available for questions about your medications or advice on taking over-the-counter products and supplements. Our friendly staff can assist you in choosing from our full lines of compression hose and medical equipment. And don't forget our gift department. We have a great selection of unique gifts for every occasion. Stop by and see us today. Marble City Pharmacy, here for life.
Welcome back to Library Connection. I'm talking with Beverly White. She is the former executive director at the ARC. I forgot to ask, I think most people know, ARC stands for?
Really, the letters do not stand for,
okay.
do not, it's the ARC of South
The
Talladega County.
Okay.
And it came about, you know, there was a word, that
Yes.
R word, and there's a group of self-advocates, and they were very offended, and the groups, there's different groups throughout the state of Alabama, and they got together and presented it at national conference of the ARC, and they wanted it changed. So now it is just the ARC of South Talladega County. So you needed to know the ARC,
Yes.
stay in there, but the letter doesn't signify anything.
It's the ARC. Well, that's
It's just the ARC.
Well, I want to tell you, your Cheryl and DeForest bring your group to the library, or
Yes.
before COVID they did,
Yes.
and I would do programs for them. They are so delightful, so much fun. We laugh, we've played games, we've watched fun video. They love the videos
Yes.
now, and I know, like Vanessa loves cats, and
Oh,
you know,
yeah.
I know that somebody loves Auburn, somebody. So we carry on like that and have the best time. They are such a fun group, and sometimes they just come to look at books or check out books, and we always enjoy having them up there to see us.
You know,
They're fun.
you talked about how happy, you know, we all could learn from the guys.
Yes.
Because they don't judge.
Oh.
They accept you for who you are.
Yes.
And, you know, that's something we should all strive for.
That's right.
Be like our guys. They've got you. Anybody can learn from anybody, but if they take a little time, they've got a lot to give.
And I see them help each other
Yes.
so much. If we're doing a craft, and not everybody can you know, glue the little
the
things
fine
on,
motors.
fine motor
Yes.
things. Here, let me help you, or can I help you with this? Can I do this? Or pushing a wheelchair, or sharing books. And like you said, we could all learn from
Yes.
that.
Yes.
That is so wonderful. I had a few quotes from the website is your ARC.
YourArc.org.
.org. That's right. It is a great website.
Yes,
It's
it
got a
is.
little video of their week, kind of what you normally
Yes.
do, and a few of the quotes from there I wanted just you to comment on maybe. The ARC of South Talladega County provides services and supports that inspire individuals with developmental, cognitive, and intellectual disabilities, their families, and members of their support team throughout their lifespan.
We want to provide something for, you know, when I first came to the ARC, all the guys did, they had a job with Velcon Industries, which is now Parker Industries, but they played bingo, they did all these, you know, all day.
Just
you know,
activities, yeah.
Activities. And I didn't want, and like I said, Brian is 40 years old now, but at the time it was like, I didn't want to see Brian 20 years old and doing this for the rest of his life.
Right.
So, you know, we're providing something I think they need socially. We have work.
Yes.
So, you know, for the rest of the, also what we do, I think one of the greatest things we've done is we have a retreat. And we've been having a retreat for almost 10 years.
Right.
Started out, the first year was at Pioneer Village in Fayetteville.
Yes.
And I had contacted Children's Harbor.
Yes.
And so they've been going to Children's Harbor since that time. And that is an experience. That is, some of our guys had never been away from home.
Right.
They had, most of the parents, it's a 24/7 job.
Right.
And they had some breathing room.
Yes.
They had me time.
Right.
So, you know, and I'm fortunate I didn't go on those retreats.
To give,
So
well,
Beverly had her
Brian,
downtime too. But that's one of the
all right,
things
yeah.
that we've done. We've given, and we're there for parents if they need questions about anything from Social Security to Medicaid. We try to help them in any way we can.
Right.
And a lot of times they don't know which direction or how to access information. So, we're kind of a clearinghouse, so to speak,
That's
of
great.
information.
That's
and
wonderful.
that's there for,
Because
help.
you've been through this probably
Yes.
maybe before some of the others have. So
Yes.
the knowledge you've got in your staff, that's
Yes.
great. And I like the fact, like you said, they do jobs,
Yes.
and the way that you have made it so they can do the job. I know they had to put 10 some things in a little bag here, and you've got a little wooden thing set out so they
Yes.
can put 10. Just use it. They all can do something.
Well,
Can do something.
our thing is don't say no. We can't. Don't say I can't.
Right.
I can't be in our vocabulary, or they can't do this.
Right.
We have to find a way.
Right.
And counting was an issue, and it was a job for Velcon Industries where we were putting these rubber washers, and it would vary from one washer to, at one time, 12 in different.
Okay.
Most couldn't do the 12, but 1 or 2 washers is what we
Yes,
normally
sure,
have.
yes.
So we made guides, just papers with large. It would be a large
Yes.
washer and a small washer,
Oh.
and then from there, I think it was Carol's daddy made me
Okay.
2
Mr.
guides.
Horton,
Yeah, Mr. Horton, 2 guides with partitioned off sections, 1 through 10, and they're numbered. So when they did one, they would do
They
the
put
10,
one in each little slot,
and from
that
there,
was 10.
they take that 10 and put it in the next guide. It's just a duplicate of the other.
Wow.
And then they do put 10 in there, and when they fill that up, they've got 100 because they have to put them in
Yes.
bags of 100. So we make it so everybody can do it.
That's wonderful. Those are great skills to learn, and to just feel like you've worked, and they're paid, aren't they?
Yes,
They're
they
paid.
are.
So everybody likes that.
That's
Everybody
right.
likes to get paid. That's
And you say you enjoy when the guys come and to the library. We go to the Heritage South Credit Union on 280, and they love when the guys come in to cash their checks. They get paid at the same time I would get paid,
Right,
and the rest of the staff. So when they when they have a check, they get to go and cash that. And we had one young man that saved it in his locker.
Okay.
Every paycheck he gets, and when it came Christmas time, he shopped for himself.
Oh, wow.
So-
But look at the things he learned. If you save, you can buy more. I mean,
That's
a
right.
lot of us, myself included, if I would put it away and save it, I could buy something bigger.
That's right.
That is neat.
Yes.
Now, you teach a lot of life skills too.
Yes.
It's not just playing bingo all day.
Oh, no,
I know
no,
that.
no. We try to be involved in every aspect of their life, whether it's independent living, and everybody, as I said, Tim is on his own,
Yes.
and the staff has given him guidance with cooking.
Yes.
And but not everybody can do that.
Right.
It might be learning how to put your jacket on.
Right.
It might be learning to tie your shoes,
Right.
or learning your phone number, address. But that feeling when you succeed.
Yes.
I've always said, where would we be without success? Where would we be with without that good feeling
That
you have?
satisfaction,
That
yes.
satisfaction you have with the job well done.
Right.
So getting that check and being able to say, I got my jacket.
I did it myself.
I did it myself. And go back to Brian, his fine motor is really poor. But one day he worked on that straw. I bet you there were 100 pieces of straw on the counter, but he got that straw out of the wrapping and put it in his drink. And he, that was something he was proud of.
Right. He was so proud.
And it's things as simple as that makes you feel good.
But we all can keep learning.
We all
That's
can keep
right.
learning. We're
That's
never
right.
too old.
That's right. We're going to pause for another commercial break, and we'll be right back.
Home making you sick? Moisture and unsafe air from your crawl space can infiltrate your home, causing health hazards and high utility bills. Ox Foundation Solutions can remedy any mold or mildew problem in your home. It's time to get strong. How strong? Ox Strong. Get a free estimate from Ox Foundations.
Coosa Valley Medical Center, one of the top 10 hospitals in Alabama, is also Silicaga's largest employer. Services from the emergency room to surgery to cancer treatment to post-stroke care. You won't believe what's right in your backyard. It's Coosa Valley Medical Center in Silicaga. So, if you're sick in Alabama, choose one of the top 10 hospitals in Alabama. That is Coosa Valley Medical Center.
Marble City Pharmacy in Silicaga is your destination for the highest quality health care. Our knowledgeable pharmacists are always available for questions about your medications or advice on taking over-the-counter products and supplements. Our friendly staff can assist you in choosing from our full lines of compression hose and medical equipment. And don't forget our gift department. We have a great selection of unique gifts for every occasion. Stop by and see us today. Marble City Pharmacy, here for life.
Welcome back to Library Connection. I'm talking with Beverly White about your life and your involvement with the ARC. I'm sorry, I'm going to get that right. I want to get that right.
It's hard.
With the ARC, I know. Y'all have just done so many things over the years. I remember Sunshine Saturday and all of those fun things to raise funds, right?
That's right.
To do the things you do.
Right.
That's interesting.
It's always looking for new ways to raise funds.
Right. Because I know a lot of money is needed,
Yes.
but you write grants, you get some other funding, and
you know, I think you talked with Leah and Chelsea about the art. We couldn't do a live
sale.
auction, so you know, the virtual, you know, and
Virtual
they
art sale
just
was great.
it worked out well,
good.
very, very well.
Well, I'm
So.
glad. I think we pretty much covered the quotes. We believe that all people are valued members of their community with equal rights. That's so true.
Yes,
and
it
I'm
is.
so glad these guys are awesome. Everyone deserves the opportunity to make choices and develop mutual lasting relationships where each individual is appreciated and respected for their abilities.
That's right,
not
and
disabilities.
that's true. You know, how would you feel if somebody came, you knew what you might want to wear, and somebody set something out, well, this is what you're going to wear. You know, that's not right.
No,
They need to, Brian goes in there and gets his clothes out and puts it in the bathroom every night, day when he gets home from the ARC, or you know, whenever, and they know what they want. They know what they might want to eat, or you know, they want to have input in their life.
Sure.
And that's normal,
That is.
you know.
Well, I can't wait till they can come back and see us.
I know they're looking forward to it too.
And I have been out to to your place too.
Right.
It is beautiful.
Yes.
There's a kitchen
Yes.
and tables. It's so bright. The place where I did some programs there, couches and a TV, but they have their own individual little space too, don't
Right, they have their working stations, and it's their desk, and everybody, it's theirs. You know,
Right.
they can have a picture or whatever they want in their space. But yeah, one of the things we've got the building through a community development block grant, and it was strictly for nonprofits.
Okay.
So I didn't want it to look institutional,
No.
and I don't think it does. It's happy,
Yes, it is.
and that's so important to have a
It's-
happy place to
yeah.
go.
It's like, it's not their home, but it's a home away from home kind of.
Right.
They're comfortable there, their friends are there, and they've made good friends, good relationships, I can
Yes.
tell. with
Yes.
Some of them, they're great. Well, I know it's hard to turn over the reins, I guess, to Leah and Chelsea, but you're still involved because Brian is
Yes.
there. Yeah, so
And you know, I was when I met Leah, I called her one day and just asked her out to lunch, and you know, meeting her, you know, the uncertainty of who would be in the
Right.
position I held for.
you want to leave it in good hands.
Yeah, and when I met her, there was a peace.
Oh, that's great.
And that's the only way I can describe it. It was a peace that I knew
Yeah.
I was leaving the ARC in excellent hands. And I had known Chelsea for many years.
Yes.
And so I knew I was happy that she was in that position.
And your staff, your other staff, is wonderful. I know Cheryl too.
Cheryl too.
And DeForest Godfrey. They are wonderful.
Yes, I could not ask for a better art family, and that's what they are.
I just say Cheryl and Dee because they're the ones that bring them to the library.
That's
you
right.
have some others I know
Yes,
that work.
yes,
that are great.
but Jackie Potts is one, and Jackie is great. Everybody knows Jackie, and she does again. She does an outstanding job. I don't know where we would be without her.
That's great. Now I know it's not just your staff. Your family is heavily involved. I know because they love Brian and love you and.
Yeah.
And believe in what y'all are doing.
Yes.
Y'all do at the art.
They've always been great, supporting. Carol has always done our plants at Sunshine Saturday. You can see
yes.
her, and
That's where my Mother's Day gift comes from every year.
And she's big involved. She's heavily involved in our art. She's always the sidekick to whoever our auctioneer is. For years it was Stevie Wyatt, and but yes, my family's been always involved.
And a lot of friends here.
Yeah, a lot of friends.
That's
a lot
great.
of wonderful, wonderful friends.
Well, we can't do it without our
we
friends
can't.
and family, can
No,
we?
we can't.
Well, we've got about a minute left. I know or a couple of minutes. I think y'all raised money for a new van.
Yes.
That is awesome.
Raised about $65,000
Wow.
for a van, and very proud of that. Just the community stepped up to the plate for us. And it is a van that has capabilities of 2 wheelchairs. You know, Brian's in a wheelchair, but if we get anyone else, we don't want to say sorry.
Right.
We can only have one with a wheelchair. If one person has to be left out because of not being able to take them someplace, that's not right. So we made sure we wanted 2 spaces for wheelchairs because you never know where we are now. We need one, but what about next year or 10 years down the road? So you know, it's a wonderful van. It's a Cadillac and van.
I know they were very excited about getting
yes,
it. I know
yes they were. Yes, they were.
Well, I'm just very excited to have had you on as a guest to talk about what y'all do at the Ark or what they do. And I know you're still involved there with Brian, but
and it's hard to say they.
They instead of we. Well,
yes.
I know,
But
they're a great group.
Yes, they are. Yes, they are.
Well, I do appreciate you being on today.
Thank you for asking.
You can still donate to the Ark if you go to the website www.yourark.org. The sale is over,
Yes.
but there is a place to accept donations, and I know y'all partner with us and a lot of other places to have a good
library. You know, just everybody in this community we have relationships with.
That's great. Well, we're all a part of the same community.
That's
so
right.
That's great. Well, thank you, Beverly, and thank you very much for joining me at Library Connection. I hope to see you at the library.